and thousands of hardy souls braved the cold to see it, including our own Jock Brown.
The reward for the 11 Rangers players who beat Kilmarnock on Boxing Day is a vote of confidence from manager Walter Smith. And I make that the first time this season he's named the same starting 11 twice running. So Ian Ferguson continues winning number 2, with Charlie Miller and Paul Gascoigne the principal midfield creators, and the striking partnership of Oleg Salenko and Gordon Jury, supported by Brian Laudrup in his customary free role. The most serious blow for Hibs is the absence through suspension of Northern Ireland international Michael O'Neill. Darren Dodds and Gareth Evans are similarly suspended, and Willie Miller and Graham Mitchell long-term injury victims. So there are key roles for Kevin McAllister and Mickey Weir, wingers by nature, but requiring to show more versatility today. Darren Jackson will also be a key man, supporting the principal striker, Keith Wright. The men who are unquestionably Scotland's top 2 goalkeepers are in direct opposition. Andy Gorham, once of Hibs, looking for his 15th shutout and 29 starts this season. And the man in possession of the Scotland number 1 jersey, Jim Leighton, 37 years old, and the record-breaking international keeper with 71 caps. And the referee this afternoon, Mr. Douglas Smith from Troon, handling his first senior match at Ibrox. So Hibs set off after a short delay in the start of the match, trying to emulate their feat of September with a 1-1 goal to nil, and that was Rangers' last defeat in the league. They've gone 15 matches without defeat since then, 11 wins and 4 draws. In the meantime, Hibs have stuttered with only 2 wins and 5 defeats in the last 7 matches. So it's a very important occasion for both clubs for different reasons. So plenty of noise within the stadium, reflecting an excellent atmosphere. Richard Gough in the centre of the 3-man defence for Rangers. Gordon Petrich to his right, Alan McLaren to his left. With Joe Tortolano's clearance straight to Jury. Breaks here for Charlie Miller. Kevin McAllister doing very well indeed, backtracking for Hibs. Waved aside by Jim Leighton. Well, Kevin McAllister likes to attack in the flank, but in this system he'll have to do a lot of backtracking and defending for Hibs. As the gap it goes, the offside flag is up against Jury. Gordon Jury enjoying a good spell of form here, and picked out extremely well by Gascoigne, but he had just gone about a yard offside. Good challenge there by McLaren on Darren Jackson. That's great play by Charlie Miller. Ferguson breaking on the right. Salenko waits in the middle. Excellent handling by Leighton. Would have been so easy to fumble that into the path of Oleg Salenko. Played across him very well by Ian Ferguson. That's excellent goalkeeping. Plenty of time here for Richard Gough, put under pressure though by Jackson and by Weir. That's a good pass. Here's McAllister. Chance to attack David Robertson. Good tackle by Robertson. I think McAllister realised he couldn't take on Robertson for pace with any hope of success. Very quick defender. It's a good closing down job done by Charlie Miller for Rangers. McGinley well forward, looking for Mickey Weir on the run. Well pulled back for Jackson. That's from McGinley. That's good play by Hibs. Excellent build-up play. And I'm quite confident that came from the training ground. That throw-in, the move there was so effective. The run made by Mickey Weir to take McGinley's pass. Look at the layoff here from Darren Jackson. The first-time effort by McGinley, a difficult one. Gascoigne going in very strongly, and his arm caught Gordon Hunter. Well, I'm sure that was accidental, but there's no question that the arm was flailing there and caught Gordon Hunter in the face as he made the challenge for the ball on the ground. You see this here. This is Petric for Rangers. Very accurate indeed from Petric. Ian Ferguson's cross. Gascoigne. Now Miller. Forced wide there for Laudrup. Hibs grouping in defence very effectively. Laudrup trying to get round the back. Is he on the corner? Laudrup inviting Gascoigne across to take this. They're trying to go round the outside here because it's been so difficult to go through the middle of the Hibs defence. Gascoigne's outswinger. Blocked to the line there, Jury's shot. Blocked by Leighton, an instinctive reaction. Rangers still in the attack though. Jackson backtracking, losing out to Laudrup. McAllister did well. Staying on his feet, kept his eye on the ball. This is Weir. Turning through Ian Ferguson's challenge, that's Chris Jackson. Now McGinley. Fast and furious action now as Tortolano breaks for Hibs. Chris Jackson. McGinley. A long-range shooting chance, shouldn't trouble Andy Gordon. Well, that really was a remarkable bit of goalkeeping from Jim Leighton once again. And it keeps Hibs in the match, but now Salenko taking on Tweed. And down goes Leighton again at the feet of Ian Ferguson. Brave, determined goalkeeping. Well, this was Salenko trying to check inside here. The shot was well blocked by Tweed initially, then Leighton won the race with Ian Ferguson. Well, that was good goalkeeping, but the earlier save was outstanding. Gascoigne's outswinging corner kick met by Richard Goff's header. Jury with a snapshot of the turn, and Leighton reacted instinctively to make the save. Goff unchallenged. Jury takes a pass from Gascoigne. Charlie Miller's onside, and Rangers are 1-up. Superb finish by Miller. Hibs caught square here. Jury's pass, he was onside on the evidence of that, and this time Leighton had no chance at all. Jury's excellent pass, catching the square defence with Miller on the run, and he knew exactly what he was doing with that. Charlie Miller gets goal number 3 of the season, half an hour on the clock. McAllister under pressure now from Laudrup, who steals the ball from him. Attacks Hunter. Still in possession, Laudrup. A chance on this time! Jury with a second. All down to the wing magic of Brian Laudrup, who won possession from Kevin McAllister initially. Then tempted and teased Gordon Hunter, who was a bit out of luck here. Laudrup got the break of the ball from Hunter that time. But the cross was superb from the byline. Helped on there by Salenko, and Jury had an open goal. 5 minutes from half-time. This time a bit of luck for Brian Laudrup to add to the skill. The head flick on from Salenko, and Jury heads home his 10th goal of the season. Weir had come short, the pass went long. So difficult to create understanding in that fashion. Here's Gordon Jury. Gascoigne calling for the ball. He's carried it wide. Well, he wanted an extra touch, Gascoigne. Was sure to have scored, you'd have thought. Well, the first time effort, carrying a yellow card, which must have been dropped by the referee. So Gascoigne shows the yellow card to Douglas Smith. Well, I have to say, I think there's a little lack of humour there. I can't really understand that. It was a light-hearted moment, and I really could see no disrespect or show of dissent there. Gordon Jury making the point, but Gascoigne, remarkably, has been booked. Well, Gordon Jury wide on that right-hand side. Gascoigne all on his own. Wanted to go past Jim Leighton and carry the ball so wide he could make nothing of it then. Here's David Robertson. And the half-time whistle goes. The Rangers supporters very happy indeed. It's been a convincing performance with Charlie Miller giving Rangers the lead after half an hour after a great pass from Gordon Jury. The second goal was scored by Jury himself after good wing play by Brian Laudrup and head flick on by Oleg Salenko. But the man causing all the noise around us right now is the referee Douglas Smith, who chose to book Paul Gascoigne, who had retrieved his yellow card for him, held it aloft, and the referee saw that as a mark of disrespect, justifying a yellow card being returned. And I think the referee suffered from a lack of a sense of humour there. There was no malice in that, I thought. But referee Smith saw it differently, and that's why he's getting such treatment, leaving the field at half-time, with Rangers ahead by 2-0. So Hibs have made a change for the second half. They brought back Kevin Harper, injured for the last 7 weeks, to replace Mickey Weir in the attack. The Rangers return for the second half to a great welcome from their supporters after a very impressive first half performance. And for Hibs, there's going to have to be a major tactical decision, which Alec Miller said they're not shy from taking. He's got to decide whether to go very, very aggressively forward, looking for something back, with the risk of losing things at the back, and that's Keith Wright for the opening chance of the second half. And Hibs have served notice. Good play by Harper, then by Darren Jackson, and a very good climb here by Keith Wright for the header. Good save by Gorham. Well, I think there was a lot of hard work done at half-time with Jockey Scott on the far side there. Alec Miller hidden by Martin Ferguson, and I'm sure they worked extremely hard to lift that Hibs side for a major second half attempt to save the game. This is Robertson. Ian Ferguson to Laudrup. Petric goes outside him, provides a decoy. Good ball from Laudrup. That's very well won by Chris Jackson for Hibs. Still the pressure is on the Hibs defence. Petric. Now Salenko. Charlie Miller. Patience. The name of the game now for Rangers. Good tackle by Tweed on Salenko. That's Gordon Jury. And that's a terrific goal for Rangers. Gordon Jury's chip shot. It's 3-0 to Rangers, and this was a stroke of genius. The layoff there from Gascoigne at the edge of the area, and just look at that from 18 yards from Gordon Jury. It may have taken a slight deflection, and Leighton could do nothing about that. So there was Gascoigne. The tackle by Tweed was a good one. Jury didn't hang about claiming the penalty. There was a slight deflection, and Leighton was beaten helplessly there. Jury with his second of the match. He's in a great spell of form. Gascoigne's back heeler. Showboating now, Rangers. Here's Charlie Miller. Brought down by McGinley. Free kick to Rangers. Oh, frustration clearly. Look at the strength of Charlie Miller holding off Chris Jackson there, but tripped clearly by McGinley. Now, Laudrup and Gascoigne over the ball. It's Gascoigne. Great positioning by Leighton. And first-class handling. Well, but Laudrup leaving that to Gascoigne to bend round the wall. Salenko tackled strongly by Keith Wright, but showing his strength to keep possession. Gascoigne again. That's for Laudrup. Richard Gough is up with the attack. It's back towards Ferguson. Richard Gough cuts off the throw-out. Trying a quick return shot. Well, Gough did well there, having been up with the attack for the header across the face of goal. Here, you see Gough at the bottom of the picture there, and as Laudrup chips this across, Gough tries to set up a chance for Ian Ferguson, but then has the presence of mind to start backtracking very rapidly indeed to cut off Jim Leighton's throw. Walter Smith now down in the dugout. I wonder if he's contemplating putting on a substitute just to keep some legs fresh for the Old Firm match on Wednesday. Now it's a chase on here for Hibs with Darren Jackson, Keith Wright to the left, Kevin Harper to the right. Here's Harper. Chris Jackson supporting him. Well, a dangerous one that by Petrich, leaning into the ball. Looked to be near his shoulder, that. Well, beat. Good work again from Gascoigne. He's away from Hunter. Charging into the area now. Oh, that's a classic. That's a classic from Gascoigne. Being warned to stay on the field there as he celebrates. Well, his performance all after has been brilliant, but this was an outstanding goal away from Hunter. Now challenging any Hibs defender to stop him, dancing his way past defenders and leaving Leighton helpless. Well, this is a goal to be savoured. Going forward with pace, control, skill, agility. And then the deadly finish. 14 minutes from the end, the crowd rising to Gascoigne. And here come Rangers again. Jury with a hat-trick. He's done it! It's turned into a rout for Rangers. And Gordon Jury released here again superbly by Laudrup. Onside, going at pace, playing the ball early past Jim Leighton. And Jury's second hat-trick of the season. Rangers scoring 5 goals, the first time Hibs have lost 5 in a match this season. And really, it might not yet be over. Well, they're enjoying themselves now, all right. Well, the bitter temperatures ignored now. Rangers in full cry. Brought down by McLaren. It's good play that by Keith Wright. Tempted McLaren into that bad tackle. So a chance for some consolation here for Hibs. Poor free kick by McAllister. Gascoigne in possession, now Laudrup. Now Salenko. Number 6. Everything going Rangers' way suddenly. 7 minutes from the end, Oleg Salenko gets his 8th goal of the season. He certainly got the break of the ball here against Andy Millen. Shouldn't have managed to get a second chance here, then squeezed the ball beyond Leighton. Well, Andy Millen must have thought he'd done enough there, but it broke unkindly, and Salenko took full advantage. Well, where will it all end now? 6-0 to Rangers. Harper. Interception by Robertson. Rangers on the charge again. Robertson angling that across. Here's Salenko again. Gascoigne. The save by Leighton. Well, good play by Jim Leighton again. So this is Gascoigne back to Ian Ferguson. David Robertson again in possession. Back towards Miller. McAllister back defending. Well, just launched upfield. No attempt to find a teammate there. And Gandhi Gorham sends the ball out of play on the far side. With a relief for Hibs. Well, the Hibs supporters still remaining there, some of them. It wasn't full to start with, I have to say, but still a lot have departed. Ian Ferguson breaks for Laudrup. Good tackle by Jackson. There's Jury. Goal number 4 for Jury, and Rangers are 7-0 up. Wow, that's quite incredible. Every break going Rangers' way at the moment. Chris Jackson made a good tackle on Laudrup. That squeezed it off the post. Well, poor Chris Jackson did well there. And then Jury had time to turn and squeeze that in at the far post. Well, Gordon Jury scores 4 times, the first time I think in his Rangers career. Well, what a story that tells. 7-0 to Rangers. The 90 minutes are up. The referee, I suspect, will not add on too much extra time. In fact, he adds on none. And the stadium responds tumultuously to an outstanding Rangers performance. Gordon Jury scored 4 goals, and every one with the mark of a good striker. And Paul Gascoigne brought the place alight with his goal. 40 minutes from the end, the solo effort, which was truly outstanding. Jim Leighton gets a handshake there from Andy Gorham. Sympathy shown there. I'm sure Richard Gough also goes over to Jim Leighton. Hard to think of a goal Jim Leighton at fault for, despite losing 7. So the two captains go off together, and the applause rings around the stadium for the record win of the season. Gascoigne takes the applause, and Rangers win by 7 goals to 0.
We started the game as well as we started any game this season. We passed the ball well and created 1 or 2 opportunities before we scored. A little bit casual after half-time if there was any critical point. We had started the second half up a little bit, as you would expect. But after that, we came back, some good football and some terrific goals in the second half.
I made it the first time you've managed to name the same team 2 games running. Do you think that was significant?
Well, I've said to people, we have had an awkward start to the season in terms of injury and changes in the team. Significant in the sense that, you know, I think it showed that we did play a bit better. But, you know, we've got a bit to do team selection-wise. Slightly unbalanced with having no natural right back because of the injuries that we've had. It's not like Clarence coming back now, so I would hope that that would sort that out.
Your midfield with Gascoigne and Miller in the heart of it all seemed to dictate the whole game. Gascoigne does seem to have changed his whole approach to the game. Do you see a big difference yourself?
Well, I think it was always going to take him a while to adapt after being out so long injured, and you know, it took him a little while to adapt to Scottish football, coming into a new team. All these things were going to concern ourselves. We didn't really know. You see a player playing, but you don't actually know what he's like until he comes in among your own side, and he's now settling down. And I think over the last 6 or 7 matches has been terrific for him.
You also had, of course, a goal-scoring performance from Gordon Jury, to a record-breaking one for the season. What's the big difference in Jury up front?
Well, I think over the period I've been a little bit unfair to Gordon Jury. He came to Rangers and played up front, scored a good few goals when he first came to Rangers. After that, he's been playing in midfield for us. He's played out wide, and he's played a number of positions without getting a consistent run as a striker, which is his best position. He's now getting that, and he's repaying us not only with goals but with good performances as well.
Gordon, your manager Walter Smith has said that he thinks he's been unfair to you so far, playing in so many different positions. What do you feel about the difference playing up front or midfield?
I think, as he says, I think since I came here, he's using me in numerous positions, wide left, midfield, through the middle. I think he knows my favourite positions through the middle, and thankfully for me just now I'm getting a wee run with it. Obviously with Cloyce been injured, which is disappointing. I've got to play through the middle, which is where I enjoy playing.
You've played in front of a lot of very good midfield players. Tell us what it's like to play in front of Gascoigne and Miller at this point.
Well, as you say, you mentioned Gascoigne and Miller. I think Charlie's come on a hell of a lot since Gazza's come to the club. Gazza keeps him going and whatever, and obviously we've got Laudrup as well. And with quality like that, the amount of chances that they create for the club is frightening, really, and you cannot really stop scoring the amount of chances that they do create for us.
Were you thinking in terms of goal-scoring records as the game went on?
No, not really. I think once the second one goes in, I think it's always on your mind, well, I couldn't maybe get a hat-trick here, but the way things went on, I might have got on 4, which is very pleasing.
The other thing that was significant was the same team as played on Boxing Day, exactly the same team again.
Yeah.
From the playing point of view, is that important to you?
I think so. I think during the season we've had so many injuries and suspensions, the gaffers have to chop and change the side, and I think it's important that if we can keep a settled side, it just proves the last couple of games what we can do.
Is there any chance that this big victory could cause a slight problem in the build-up to the Celtic game?
Yeah, it's always a case that I think scoring 7, you think, well, we're in good form, looking forward to Wednesday, but we know it's going to be a very hard game on Wednesday. They're doing well, but it's a game we're all looking forward to.